I don't know.
I hope so. I love that.
Meanwhile, an FBI investigation might just be one of many problems plaguing Hillary Clinton's presidential run. The competition between Sanders and Clinton is neck and neck in Iowa, and Bernie Sanders taking the lead in New Hampshire, according to a new Wall Street Journal Marist poll. Joining me now, Richard Goodstein, former 2008 Hillary Clinton campaign advisor, Betsy Woodruff, Daily Beast political advisor, and Hadley Heath Manning of the Independent Women's Forum. Thank you for coming, everybody. Betsy,
David?
What is going on here? Is Bernie's lead for real? Is it going to last or grow, perhaps?
Without a doubt, Bernie has the most enthusiastic voters, perhaps in this entire contest. And one thing that stood out to us that we have a report up about today is that Bernie Sanders not only doesn't have a super PAC, he doesn't have a finance team. There is no one full-time raising money for Bernie Sanders' campaign. 0 people. All the money he's making, which in the last quarter was just $4 million less than what Hillary Clinton raised, all that money, or the bulk of it, is due to Revolution Messaging, a small digital firm in downtown D.C. that's just figured out how to transform this energy into cash, and it's really something, something to behold.
Richard, he has ground troops. I live in the Upper West Side, very liberal part of Manhattan, the Upper West Side of Manhattan, but all weekend, the Bernie troops were out almost accosting you, asking if you're a Democrat and whether or not you were going to vote for Bernie. I'm wondering how much of his lead is that and how much of Hillary's slippage is due to the email and other controversies.
You know, Chris Wallace always refers to the Real Clear Politics averages on Sunday morning, so let me do that. Hillary's up by 11 in Iowa. Bernie's up by 5 in New Hampshire. Now, he's been up all along in New Hampshire, so if he wins New Hampshire, he will have kept his lead. He's from a neighboring state, and it's hard to pick a state afterwards where he's not down by 30 or 40. Tucker Carlson just said Florida's dispositive.
You're not answering the question, Richard.
Side.
You're not answering the question. I love you, but you're not answering the question. Is his gain because of his ground troops or because of Hillary's slippage, because of the emails?
There's no evidence of gain in New Hampshire, David. He's been up all along. There's some polls that there have been, really. Okay. Just go back and look at them. And in Iowa, she's been up all along. So it's kind of a bit of a myth. And
so nobody's the loser.
Absolutely.
Nobody's ahead. Nobody's behind. All right, Hadley, Donald Trump. I noticed something different this weekend. It seemed like the Republican establishment, who, as we just heard from Tucker, can't stand the guy, is beginning to recognize that he may actually be the nominee and changing their tune. Over the weekend, I noticed some change in language by establishment Republican figures kind of endearing themselves, or trying to at least, to Donald Trump. Am I wrong?
Many Republicans are trying to hedge their bets when it comes to Donald Trump, but he, like Senator Sanders, has really been able to capitalize on the anti-establishment feeling that so many Americans on both sides of the aisle are feeling. So ultimately, these contests in Iowa and New Hampshire are going to boil down to who actually shows up at the caucus, the primary. Polls only tell us so much, but ultimately, who shows up will determine if it's Hillary, if it's Trump, or if it's one of these other candidates.
But they could live with my question is, could they live with Donald Trump as nominee? Because a couple of months ago, I know several of them who said no, they couldn't.
By far, in contrast to the other GOP candidates, Mr. Trump represents the biggest point of division among the GOP base and among people who call themselves either establishment Republicans or outsider Republicans, Tea Party Republicans. So it will present a real challenge for the party to move forward in unity should Mr. Trump get the nomination.
Hadley, Richard, Betsy, good to see you all. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming here.